Pluto, who here likes Pluto? Who here was saddened that it got demoted? Okay. Did you know that there are 6 moons in the solar system bigger than Pluto, including Earth's moon? Did you know that? Did you know that Pluto is more than half ice by volume, such that if you brought Pluto to where Earth is right now, heat from the sun would evaporate that ice, and it would grow a tail. That's no kind of behavior for a planet, as far as I'm concerned. That would look bad in the planet pantheon, you know, if you were walking around with a tail. What was discovered in the early 1990s was that there were more objects in the outer solar system that had weird orbits, like Pluto, that were small, like Pluto, that were made of mostly ice, like Pluto. In fact, a new swath of real estate had been discovered. Predicted to have been there about 50 years ago, now discovered. Named for an astronomer called Gerard Kuiper, and it's called the Kuiper Belt of Comets. Pluto fits right in. Fits right in. And so I think of it as not losing a planet, but as gaining a new member of the family of objects in the solar system. And we don't count the planets. That's the big pedagogical gaffe, to believe that the enumeration of planets somehow constitutes science. But it's not. People say, well, there's 9, now I have to remember a different number. That's not science. I don't care how many planets there are. That's not interesting. Tell me what planets have in common with each other, how they differ. In our exhibits, we don't have the Saturn panel and then the Jupiter panel where you have all the data on each. That implies that this enumeration is something important. That's not what we do. We have a panel that says rings, and we talk about ring phenomena among objects in the solar system. Another one, we talk about ice. We talk about where ice is in the solar system. Your comets, some moons have a lot of ice. Europa, one of the moons of Jupiter, is covered in ice. You get to talk about them in the same breath because they have things in common. You talk about storms. There, now you get to talk about Jupiter, Earth, and Mars in the same breath. We've got atmospheres. We've got uneven heating of the surfaces. You've got storms. So that's how science progresses. Not memorizing. You have teachers giving exams. What is the name of the 5th planet from the sun? That's not science. So I believe we took the pedagogical and scientific high road, and in fact, the greater scientific community ultimately agreed with that 6 years later and voted for demotion. Oh, by the way, after we did that to Pluto, it took a year before the public noticed.